Once upon a time, deep in a mystical valley nestled between towering mountains, there lived a community of people in a village known as Silent Fields. Their lives were simple, peaceful, almost idyllic. The mountains protected them from harm, the fertile lands provided sustenance, and the gurgling streams sang songs of joy. Yet, strangely, these people lived in a state of perpetual fear. It wasn't a fear of wild animals, lurking enemies, or harsh winters. It was a fear of something far more abstract and insidious, a fear of failure. Each family tended their fields, but they stuck to the mundane, growing only the most basic grains for survival. Anything different could have meant better crops, more vibrant lives, even a bit of prosperity. But this community was paralyzed by an age-old belief, a mantra that had been passed down for generations. Do not risk. Those who hope too high will be punished by the spirits of the valley. One spring, a lone traveler stumbled into Silent Fields. His weathered face told tales of a life well-traveled, and his eyes twinkled with an otherworldly light. At the village square, he gathered the people and held up a small black seed. "Plant this," he said, "and if you do, you shall receive a gift beyond measure, a gift of strength, health, and hope." But the villagers only shook their heads, their faces etched with worry. The village elder stepped forward and said, "We appreciate your generosity, stranger, but we have no use for risky ventures. Our traditions are our shield, and we would rather live small lives than risk upsetting the spirits of our valley." The traveler looked at them for a long moment, then smiled. He dropped the seed into the palm of a young boy named Elias, whose mother had recently fallen ill. "Here, plant this for your mother," the traveler said. "If your faith is strong, the seed will sprout, but if you doubt, return it to the earth." With that enigmatic message, the traveler disappeared into the misty mountains, leaving the villagers with a mix of intrigue and apprehension. That night, under the silver glow of the moon, Elias walked to the edge of his family's barren field. Taking the seed, he dug a small hole and buried it, whispering, "I believe you will grow." Each day, Elias watered the seed with unwavering faith, though days turned into weeks and still there was no sign of life. The villagers, consumed by doubt, started mocking Elias. "Look at the foolish boy, wasting his time with empty dreams," they jeered. But one morning, as the first rays of sunlight kissed the horizon, a tiny green sprout emerged from the ground. Overjoyed, Elias raced to the village, calling out, "The seed has sprouted! Come see, come see!" Astonished, the villagers gathered. As the days grew longer and the weather turned pleasant, the tree thrived, reaching towards the sky with innocent joy. Its leaves rustled secrets to the wind, and its branches swayed with the rhythm of the seasons. Then came the scorching summer. The sky turned a relentless blue, devoid of a single cloud. Days stretched into weeks without a drop of rain. The river dwindled, the crops withered, and the villagers panicked. "Our crops are dying," they cried. "The foolish tree will die too." But Elias, remembering the traveler's words, carried water from a nearby spring to water the tree. Autumn arrived in a blaze of colors, but with it came howling winds and heavy rains. The tree swayed violently, and some of its branches snapped, crashing to the ground. "See, the tree cannot withstand the fury of our valley," the villagers exclaimed. But Elias, refusing to give up, tied the broken branches back to the tree, whispering words of comfort and encouragement. Winter descended, blanketing the valley in a thick layer of snow. The cold seeped into the bones, and the villagers retreated into their homes, convinced that the tree, too, would succumb to the icy grip of winter. But every morning, Elias ventured out into the biting cold, brushing the snow off the tree's branches, assuring it that spring would return. Years rolled by like the changing seasons, and the little tree grew into a magnificent specimen. Its leaves shimmered gold in the sunlight, and its branches spread wide, offering shade to all who sought rest. Then, one day, the traveler returned to Silent Fields, his eyes twinkling with the same otherworldly light. He looked at Elias, now a grown man, and said, "You have shown remarkable faith. The seed I gave you was not magical, nor was it cursed. It was just a seed from an ordinary fruit tree. What gave it life was your belief." With that, he disappeared, leaving Elias and the villagers to ponder his words. Elias understood that the real magic lay not in the seed, but in himself, in his belief, in his perseverance, and most importantly, in his courage to hope. The villagers, inspired by Elias's example, began to challenge their age-old beliefs. They started experimenting, planting new seeds and dreaming new dreams. They learned that while the spirits of the valley might protect them, it was their own actions, hopes, and dreams that truly had the power to shape their lives. So Silent Fields slowly transformed into a haven of courage, where the melody of fear was replaced by the harmony of hope and the rhythm of dreams. That is the story of how one boy's belief brought life to a village stuck in the cycle of fear, reminding us that our beliefs shape our reality, and our smallest acts of faith can light up the darkest corners of our lives. The moral of this story is that happiness, courage, and strength are not found in safety and comfort, but in the daily practice of belief, patience, and action. Like Elias, we all have the power to transform our lives, but it starts with a single step of faith.